All right, how we doing today, everyone? Let's talk about sports specific training today. So, I I was messaged by a mom a little while back. Is this thing going? Yeah, I think it's on. So, yeah, I was messaged by a mom a little while back about signing her son, but questions about my training and will my training make her son a better football player, his middle schooler, and she was specific on that football training. And basically, what I told her was, if he wants to be great at football and get better at football, he's gonna have to play football, practice football, do that consistently for a lot of years, and then he'll get better at that. Do the thing, practice whatever position. If he's a lineman, and again, young age, you don't need to be middle school. You probably don't need to be specializing in one position. You should probably be doing as much as you can, just getting good at basic football skills. And that's how you're going to get good at football, is the actual act of football, your practices, your games. The best way is probably just going out with your buddies and playing football or baseball or basketball. Unsupervised, unorganized, just play the sandlot games, those types of things. Whatever your sport is, go out and play that with your buddies, with your friends. Get some unorganized games going on. That is the best way. Get rid of all the coaching. Get rid of all the parents looking over your shoulder, telling you exactly what to do, how to move. That's sports specific. It's actually doing the sport. What we do at our training, yes, I do baseball stuff, so I do like catching stuff, and that's sport specific when we're doing blocking drills and throwdowns and receiving and stuff. That's actually sport specific, actually doing the act of catching and blocking and in the things that catcher would do in games and other baseball, whether it's fielding or pitching or whatever it would be. That is sport specific. In the gym, in my training with like the kids and athletes I work with, I want them to be just better athletes, more athletic, be able to sprint faster, be able to jump higher and farther, be stronger, be more confident, be able to move like humans are supposed to move, be able to do athletic things, get in different positions, all these different things. And that is what my training is. It's not sport specific training, it's person specific. So whatever that person needs, whatever that person's goals are, we'll work on that. A lot of the training is going to look the same, similar programs, similar exercises, things like that. But sets and reps could be different. Weights are going to be different. Maybe the implement, the tool, maybe it's instead of a barbell, it's a dumbbell or a safety squat bar or something like that. That's the individual side. But all the stuff, or the majority of the stuff I do is general. It is working on just becoming more athletic and being a better athlete. In turn, can being a better athlete help you get better at your sport? Yes. But is that always the case? No. And just being good at your sport doesn't make you a good athlete. Look at all the athletes who are great at their sport, and this is where specialization comes in with all these parents wanting their kids to early specialize in doing one sport and one position at age 10, which is stupid. They don't learn any other skills. They can be good at hitting a golf ball or hitting a baseball, but they're not going to be athletic. I mean, even a lot of the pro athletes aren't great athletes. They're not fast or anything, or put them in another sport and they can't. That's the funniest thing is when these people come in the first pitches in games, like these basketball players or come in. I mean, sometimes you see like 50 Cent and stuff like that, but it's even worse when it's an actual pro athlete who goes and tries to throw out a first pitch and they don't know how to throw. That's part of being athletic. That's part of what kids need to do. They should be able to throw and sprint and jump and roll and crawl and hop and skip and climb and hang and do all these basic fundamental movements that every kid should be learning in gym class at recess. But they don't, because they don't get that stuff as much as they should. They don't get gym very much. And when they do, a lot of the gym classes, a lot of the programs are not based on that. They're focused on having to do burpees and the pacer test and dumb things like that. when they should be working on actual movement skills, the crawling, the basic strength, the rolling, the tumbling, the hanging, the climbing, sprinting, basic body weight stuff, learning how to squat and push and pull, and all these fundamental movements that balancing, coordination, that they don't get. And that's what my training focuses on. It's that general aspect. Yes, you can get more specified in positions and stuff like that once you get more advanced and get the foundational stuff in, like maybe it's like an acceleration type iso hold or something like that that's going to put you in positions, or when you're pitching, like lunges and stuff like that, it gets you more specific angles and stuff like that that can help what you're going to replicate in games. But that's where it comes to giving kids a variety of different movements, different positions, different situations that their body's going to be in, so they're not surprised when they come into that in a actual sport or a game, because we're preparing their body to take on to the demands of the sport, of the practice. And that's what strength conditioning, speed training is all about. It's the general physical preparedness, the GPP. That's what we do. Yes, it gets in the SPP and the specialized, all that stuff, but most of the time the general physical, the GPP, the general physical preparedness is going to be what most kids need, most athletes need, even high school athletes more, because they get so specialized. They're doing club and AAU ball all year round. Do I think that's the best? No, but that's just where things are. So we need to change and adapt as coaches like myself to work around that and work with that. And that's why I offer my training. So these kids, even if they are playing one sport, they can get aspects and learn skills and abilities that they would get if they were playing multiple sports. The cutting, the jumping. Baseball players don't jump a lot. They don't sprint at full speed a lot. So we're going to do that kind of stuff. Basketball players aren't doing full speed and stuff like that. They're not throwing, they're shooting. So maybe we'll do some throwing stuff and just get their bodies used to different movements. Because again, if you get good at this stuff, it helps you, I think, be able to become better at skill acquisition and taking on new skills. So will it directly translate to your sport? Maybe not. Maybe. It's all depend, but it helps on learning and growing in that ability to acquire new skills and learn new skills. And I think that's where that comes in. And instead of just, oh, I'm just good at one thing, one position, and if I can't do that, you're shit out of luck. That's where I specialize. I think that's why in sports, it's good to be like whatever your sport is. Eventually, yeah, you're probably gonna specify down to 1 or 2 or 3 sports in like high school. Eventually one sport if you go on to college, probably, unless there's a lot of players. There's more and more now, which is good to see. It's starting to become a thing where they're playing more sports or multiple sports or more than one position, like Travis Hunter or Shohei. I think more kids should strive to do that. Stop just settling for being the master of one thing, because what happens if there's someone better than you? You're not going to play. Whereas if you can play every position in the baseball field, your chances are you're going to get to see some playing time. Or you're a basketball player, you're not just... That's why basketball is kind of cool now, because especially in the pros, there's not really positions anymore. Everyone's just kind of... A lot of them just rely on shooting, which most of them should not be shooting because they suck at it, and there's just guys just jacking up threes. They all think they're Steph Curry, but no one else is Steph Curry. Yes, there's some great shooters, Steph and Clay and those guys, but you see all these other guys who are just jacking up threes, and no, they shouldn't. Especially in college, it's bad. It's bad. They just jack up threes and Brick City. But again, but for the most part, they're learning different things. They're bigger guys can handle. They can dribble and stuff like that, which is great. And I think just having kids do more general training is going to help them build those other skills. Coordination, confidence, just again getting their body to in different positions, different movements. So when it comes to the weird, they're getting tackled or something in football and they're in a weird position, they're like, oh, I've maybe been this, I've been crawling, I've had my hand on the ground where I'm able to bounce right back up. and avoid getting hit to the ground or something like that. So, training, strength and conditioning is not sport specific. It should be person specific if the coach is doing it right and developing. Yes, there's different things, and baseball players might need a little bit more like shoulder care, but a good program is just arm care. It's training is arm care if you're doing it right. Someone might need a little bit more conditioning if they're just out of shape or something like that. Someone might be slow, so they might need more speed training. Some bigger kids might need some more hopping and skipping and just coordination type stuff. Or the long, lanky kids that look like a baby giraffe, just learning to move and balance and hand-eye coordination, just stuff like that. That stuff can benefit all athletes, and just making kids better athletes. Because if they're a better general athlete, I think you have a better chance of being good or great at a sport or a position. I think that helps. Whereas if you're just big and slow, but you want to be a quarterback, sure, you can maybe be decent. But if you get a little speed, you get a little bit of mobility, you get able to move around in the pocket, those types of things. And baseball's bad at it. You can see the guys with bad bodies but somehow they're good just because they get good. They're really great at the position or the sport or the skill of throwing a baseball or hitting a baseball. And a lot of that can come with the sport-specific training, which is practicing. So you combine the both, and that's the best of both worlds. So when you combine the general training, getting good at physical skills and building confidence and mental skills and awareness and spatial awareness and hand-eye coordination and all that stuff through playing like that. With our training, it's a lot of small-sided games, just other games in general, letting athletes be athletes, letting them do. It's not running just drills to work on stopping or starting or sprinting. It's chasing, it's racing, it's playing tag, it's speedball, it's handball. It's just doing different sports in our training to let them learn and adapt to different skills and making up rules and boundaries and constraints to help them figure out things and solve problems rather than, oh, here's the rules, do this, do that. No, let's let them figure it out. Let's give them a problem, let them solve it. Little vanilla ice there. If you got a problem, I'll solve it. Check out the hook my DJ revolves it. So give them problems. We want them to become problem solvers, because then if they become problem solvers in their general training, then they can become better problem solvers in a game, in their sport. They got a 3-2 count, 2 outs. What do they got to do? They got to put the ball, they got to get a hit, they got to move the runner, whatever the situation is. They're down in the third quarter, they got to get out, the wide receivers got to get open. Whatever their problem is, we help them become problem solvers, and they're not afraid to do it. We allow them to try different things in training. So yes, there is some sport specific stuff. We'll be doing dunks and as our jumps and stuff like that. That's a little more specific than just jumping onto a box. But we allow kids to fail, to try and adapt. But in turn, is my training going to make your athlete a better football player? Not necessarily. Is it going to make him a better baseball player? Not necessarily. I'm going to make them a better athlete. I'm going to help them become a better athlete if that's what they want to be. If they don't want to be, then don't bother with. Some kids just don't want to train, and that's fine. I've had work with kids who just really don't want to be there, and it's just that their parents want them to train because they think they want to be an athlete, but the kids don't really want to be an athlete. So, and that's totally fine. That's some kids want to be art, some kids want to do band or choir or whatever it is, and that's great. But that's just about getting to know the kids. But I still think training can benefit those kids, just being active. And that's why my training focuses on getting kids addicted to exercise and enjoying exercise and showing them the importance of exercise and movement and how it can actually be fun. And it should be fun. It shouldn't be a punishment. It's a reward, rewarding your body to help you live longer, live better. Because if you're exercising, that's going to make band or choir or just life in general better, because you're doing it and you're enjoying it and you're moving and you're being a human, because that's what we need to do. Rather than sit around all day, we need to move more, and that's a big part of my training. But again, The stuff, most of the stuff I do is not specific sports training. Can I work with a football player and do football stuff? Yeah, I can certainly do that. I've played football. I know football. I know baseball. I know basketball. And we'll do lots of that stuff. We'll do sprints with footballs and run routes and stuff like that. But the whole thing is this is to make generally better athletes, make them faster, help them get stronger, help them get more confident, help them become better problem solvers, better in space, better in confined spaces, be more agile, just more athletic in general. That's what it's really about. And then they combine that with playing their sports, practicing their baseball, going and hitting, going and pitching and throwing and fielding, basketball, shooting, getting your shots up, getting your dribbling, ball handling, that type of stuff. Football, going, running routes, blocking, whatever your positions are, whatever you're playing, different skills of that sport, of those sports. Gymnastics, we use a lot of gymnastic stuff. I'm not good at it, but tumbling, rolling, cartwheels. I think all kids should be able to do that stuff. If your kids can't do crawls, they can't do somersaults, they can't do cartwheels or push-ups, there's something wrong. That's why. Then you send them to me. We'll get that stuff dialed in. That's going to make tackling easier. That's going to make falling on the ground and getting tackled in football easier. It's going to make everything else easier if they're able to do these basic fundamental movements that kids should learn at a young age and never stop doing. Adults should be doing this stuff too. So I'm not just using this for kids. Adults need to be doing this stuff too. And you don't have to do it right away. You don't have to be advanced. I'm not advanced, but I still do cartwheels. It's meet yourself where you are and work to where you want to be. So sport-specific training is working at your sport, doing those specific sport skills. And you do that through sports practices, through playing games, and the best way to do it is unorganized play. The sandlot games, go out with your buddies, pick up games of basketball, football games in the backyard. You don't need parents, you don't need coaches. It's that play. Just go explore. And that's a lot of what mine in my training is too. It's just play. I'll be there, yeah. Watch, make sure no one's getting destroyed or killed or getting injured and stuff like that. But it's like, here's a ball, here's your game. I'll give you some set constraints or boundaries. You guys play. I'm not going to be coaching up. That's one of the best things a coach can do is get their hands off, stop talking, let them play, let them explore, let them be free in that sense. Yeah, sometimes you need to rein them in from getting in fights and stuff like that, but sometimes that stuff can be good too. It's just let them police themselves a lot of the time. Let kids be kids and explore, imagine, and play. And to become better athletes, I think the GBP is the best way to go. And then you combine that with their sports, and they're doing that consistently. They're doing both of them consistently, not for a week, not for a month, for years and years and years. That's how they become better athletes. That's how they become better at their sports and their positions, is they combine both the training and then their specific sports practices, games, those types of things, working with their coaches at that. So that's kind of how my philosophy is on specific. Yes, once you get to like general pop and older clients, a lot of the older people I work with, and when I say older, I'm talking done with sports. After your 20s, you're in your 30s, you're starting to you can do more athletic stuff in the gym because not everyone's going to play sports anymore. I still think you should. You should go pick up basketball. You should go shoot hoops. You should go swing a bat, take some batting practice, whatever you like. Golf, pickleball, tennis. Still something I want to get more into is tennis, I think. Just because I just watched some of that and they're so athletic and just the side to side movements pretty crazy in that, the lateral movements. But find a sport you like, and if you don't, you can do some more stuff in the gym. It's not like you're not tying baseballs to bands and stuff like that, or dribbling a basketball while you're squatting or anything stupid like that. Balancing on these like a Bosu ball and trying to lift. That stuff, no, that stuff's just a lot of that stuff is just stupid. It's just eyewash for Instagram or social media. In the gym, do the basic stuff. Your squats, your pushes, your pulls, your hinges, your lunges, but make sure you're crawling. Make sure you're doing like cutting and sprinting and jumping. Do all this more athletic stuff too. And if you have to do it in the gym, you have to do it in the gym. If you want to get out, do it on the field, that's even better. But combining that stuff once you get older is important because you lose that stuff. Once you stop, your sports career ended after high school and you stop doing anything, or maybe you're lucky enough to go to college or even pro, but eventually that ends. Still want to use exercise to make your life better, to be an athlete for life. That's part of it. It's moving your body, enjoying movement, and challenging yourself in movement, and doing the athletic things, the more explosive things, being violent in the gym. That type of stuff is going to help you more. It could be Olympic lifting, it could be sprinting, it could be jumping. Whatever it is, just keep doing that powerful stuff, that speed, the stuff that's going to make you faster and more powerful, because that stuff's going to help you. Strength is pretty easy, and it takes a lot longer to lose that. Too many people emphasize strength all the time. Yes, it's important, but it's not just lifting more and more weight. You need body weight strength. You need to be able to do push-ups and pull-ups and crawling, that type of stuff. Pushing against someone, that kind of that hand-to-hand combat type of stuff. Like even like sumo wrestling, like just pushing someone out of a circle, that type of thing. So strength is important, but don't neglect speed, don't neglect power, movement and mobility, and just quality human movements. That's the main thing. So again, is my training sport specific? No, it can be like my baseball stuff is, but most of the stuff is just helping kids, helping adults be more athletic, so they can do everything in life they enjoy, whether that's getting better at their sport, because hopefully you get more athletic. It helps you be able to adapt and learn sport specific skills easier and translate a little bit, kind of bring that in, and you're more adaptable and be able to, again, acquire those new skills. Or you're an adult, you're just able to live life and do everything you want, play with the kids, join in a pickup game, climb down the stairs, jump up in the bed of a truck, whatever it may be. But that's what it's really about, being able to do the things in life you love, and training is going to help you do that. So that's what I have for you guys. Hopefully that helps clear some things up. If you want to be sport specific, do your sport, practice, play games, go out and play with your buddies, unorganized, unsupervised for the most part, like we used to even back in my day, which sounds like the old man in the room. You don't need all the club stuff. If you want to do that, yeah, that's fine. I guess that's the whole way everything is going. Club and AAU is taking over. It's kind of killing off like the traveling teams and the Legion and stuff like that, which I always thought was more fun. But being around club, it's just taking over. And now they're just doing the same things over and over. You playing 10 sports at the same time and 5 different teams. But that's a whole other thing that makes me sound like the old man in the on the front lawn, old man on the porch just yelling, "Get off my lawn," that type of stuff. But I think a lot of it's true. But again, adapting and changing that. If you are doing that stuff, make sure you are doing the general training as well to help your physical qualities and abilities and confidence and just become a better athlete overall. Because I think if you're a better athlete in general, you can get better at your sport a lot easier. So again, have any questions, drop them below or send me an email, trevor@tagpn.com. Other than that, it is Friday, so have a great week. Have a great weekend. I don't know if I'll get any videos recorded this weekend, but we'll see. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.